Big purr, big purr, purr. My bad. That didn't sound right. I hope y'all didn't hear that on the intro. That didn't sound right. That wasn't me. I promise you. I'm sorry. But welcome back to another episode of They Are Going to Feel Me, where you get authentic conversation from authentic men. We are back with episode 50. What, y'all?
51.
51. I don't think y'all hear me. I don't think y'all hear us. Episode 51. We bringing heat after heat after heat. Y'all got to make sure that y'all liking this, subscribing to this, commenting on this, sharing this, so Kanye can see it. Fuck him. So Candace Owens can see it. Fuck her. So everybody in the Republican Party can see it. Fuck each and every last one of them. And we about to get into another great episode.
This is so fun.
Do you feel me? Do y'all feel me? Oh, I didn't introduce us. You got fuck Kanye. You also got fuck Kanye. You got fuck Kanye down there, and then you got fuck Kanye. This is the fuck Kanye squad. Oh, yeah. But we about to get into these topics, starting off with that fuck boy named Kanye. So he was recently on Drink Champs, and he had a lot of rude, strange things to say. So I'm going to go to none other than the biggest hater of Kanye, Mr. Al C. Tell me how you feel about what he said, brother.
Oh, me? Wow. I feel so, I'm filled with so much emotion. I rarely get an opportunity to talk about Kanye like this. But, nah, like, fuck this nigga, Mike. It's pretty much, that's like the easiest thing to say about Kanye. Fuck this dude, like, to all ends. I mean, it's crazy because, like, I haven't watched the entire episode, but, like, that little snippet that I did see of, like, him, like, kind of rambling about, like, all this misinformation about, George Floyd and whether or not he had a particular drug in his system and him calling out for his mama, and then like the knee really wasn't on his neck and all this other dumb shit, and that reminded me of Virgil, and that like almost made me cry. It's like, bitch, like, how is George Floyd about you all of a sudden? It's just really kind of like this painful decline, and what otherwise was a person that you really just thought was one person, and now he's just this unhinged son of a bitch who like just says whatever the fuck he want, and like it's bad for business, it's bad for culture, it's bad for everything as far as I'm concerned. I mean, at first it was just the anti-Semitic remarks that he made like not even a week ago, right? And now we find ourselves like here. It's like he's just trying to cover his bases of everybody he could potentially piss off because he's a free thinker. It's like, fuck this dude, Mike. Simple as
I saw a tweet earlier that pretty much summed up how I feel. And it was like, to paraphrase it was just like that artist whose music you loved has been this guy that we see today longer than he has been that artist that we all loved in the past, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just like Kanye is who he is now, man. Like, and, no matter how you feel about his music, no matter how you feel about his products, he just ain't the same person. And honestly, nobody should be supporting him or rocking with him like in that way. So, I mean, the dude seemed like he need to get help. He seemed like he's totally, completely unhinged. And if it's just he's trolling, it's not funny. He's offended so many different people, from, again, we just said George Floyd's family, and I believe they're looking into maybe suing. And then he even offended Jewish people, a week ago. Before that, it just seemed like he's trying to one up himself every week, trying to see whose feathers he can ruffle, each week. And, you typically this is some kind of rollout for an album or some clothes or whatever, but it's like, dog, enough is enough, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to just disappear and stay gone, my nigga, because you're not helping yourself. You're not thinking about your family. You're not thinking about the repercussion that this is gonna have on your daughters. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like growing up and you their father and they gotta deal with this as well. You know what I'm saying? Like your kids got to deal with this. So I don't know. I ain't really got much to say about it. You know, it's kind of sad, like Alice said, to see the decline of somebody who you grew up listening to and loving their music, and now it's just like, damn, I almost feel like I can't even listen to his damn music because it's just like, dog, you just completely went off the rails.
And that's a good
this.
It goes a little further for me though, man, because I asked the question. I look past him now because I almost kind of treat him as, you know, a special case, a person that has special needs that are not being attended to. And my issue is the individuals that continue to give him platforms to spew the foolishness, because you have to ask yourself, is everybody loves a train wreck? Everybody loves a train wreck, and you know now if you put a hot mic in front of him, he's gonna say something ridiculous, and that's gonna do what? In this age of likes and shares or whatever, it's gonna cause a commotion, and it's gonna drive traffic to your site of your content or whatever. So I'm looking at Drink Champs and Nore, you know, and asking, you know, is it worth it? I mean, you might get the publicity, you might get the likes and all that stuff or whatever. But at what point, and this is a question in general, at what point, I mean, is it not worth it, you know, to have radioactive people and to allow them to have a platform to spew, you know, this misinformation, hatred, hate speech, or whatever, without even checking them, you know, without even pushing back or anything like that? Because we saw last week also with Alex Jones and InfoWars having to pay over $965 million because of the misinformation that he's been spewing and conspiracy theories he's been shouting out about Sandy Hook. So my thing is, like, to these to content creators or whatever, like, at what point is it just not worth it, you know? Or are you going to continue to put a mic in an obviously sick person's face and be like, oh yeah, we got that hot new content, just to get, you know, just to get traffic? Is it worth it?
I mean, I think in this era of clout and, you know, just chasing that next biggest video, that next biggest viral clip is what it's all about. So I don't know if it's ever gonna stop.
It's never gonna.
You got those people who are always gonna have, you know, morals and integrity and won't stand for that foolishness that Kanye is talking about and won't air it out. But when you got outlets like the Shade Room, you got, you know, people who are hungry for that clout and that notoriety, they're going to take advantage of that every time. You know what I'm saying? And sad to say, you know, Nore up until this point has really had a great show, a great platform, but it seems like he's okay with using Kanye to propel his platform, which is already pretty big. Let's be honest. He's got one of the biggest podcasts, one of the biggest shows, hip-hop shows out there right now. You know what I'm saying? If you go look at Apple, go look at YouTube, like, the dude is already doing well for himself, so I don't understand why he needs Kanye. But it's just like, and then him to put up some bullshit story about, he didn't agree with anything Kanye said, but you still put the video.
Allowed him the platform to, gave him the platform to spew it.
I will say, as somebody who went to school, like, I mean, maybe Nore isn't necessarily a journalist, but, like, I mean, I will say that as a journalist, like, I feel as if, like, or at least somebody who gives someone a platform to, like, be on media, I mean, you are supposed to be not objective, you know, like, you are supposed to be objective, you know, like, you are supposed to basically give somebody the opportunity to kind of, like, say whatever they want to say and then not necessarily chime in and, like, have an opinion, you know, in the classic sense of, I don't know, like, trying to guide a conversation in the way that you want it to go, as opposed to, like, getting an honest response out of someone. I think that, you know, in this platform that we have, a podcast, of course, I don't think Nore, with his notoriety and celebrity, he needs sensational shit, to like basically, lift up his platform. But I do understand someone basically going for the juicy topic in order to get some sort of recognition. I can't have 100% of a personally. I can't have 100% opinion about Nore because from what I read, he did apologize, and of course they pulled like the video from all the places you can find it. And I do know that he also said that, well, I did check him at some point, but because he was too inebriated, he didn't have the ability to say anything that was truly impactful. And I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and make sure that the focus is completely on Kanye's bullshit as opposed to dragging him. But to your point, Rob, I will say that, like, yes, people who put out this media, like, they do have a responsibility to make sure that, your message is curtailed in such a way where it doesn't put out hate speech, misinformation, or ugly things. But like, we can't clean up the entire internet and clean up all the media and then not put out a whole truth either. Like that's another part of it, unfortunately. And maybe Kanye got to make an ass out of himself so we see exactly who Kanye is, and then we put that into context later. I'm gonna say one last thing. I feel as if it's up to the viewers or the viewers out there to hear what Kanye West says, and then it's up to you to keep on supporting this man or not support him or this, that, and the third. Like I don't know if we can always drag the person who's doing the interview.
I'll push back on it though, because you got to think about it before you bring these people on your show. You have to do a self-reflection, and you got to ask yourself, hey, am I nuanced enough about this topic or about this person that I can really provide an actual good dialogue and good context to talk? Because if somebody's coming on and you don't recognize that those are Republican racist tropes that they're floating around, that's already been debunked. Why would you show that? Why would you even air that without even calling him on it? And it's not like this your first time ever interviewing Kanye. You had him on before.
He did say that he did check it, but just not substantially.
Whose show is it? But I'm saying, whose show is it? Mm-hmm. If it's your show, then you should have creative control over your show. So you should be able, hey, if you did check it, hey, I need you to put that in there, because it was an issue again. If we go back, if we talk about the same situation, the situation he had with Irv Gotti, where he let Irv Gotti go and start bashing Ashanti without really just, really kind of checking him. So he's had.
Look at the name of his show though. His show is called Drink Champs. It's kind of everybody who's on there is inebriated, and right. People spew out dumb stuff when they're inebriated. So how can you stop him from saying whatever it is that he's saying? He can jump in and intervene, and you never know. In watching it, there may be a part where he did try to intervene, but he's so inebriated to the point where it's not making sense. Let me just shut the hell up. And his sober side is saying, nope, let me just leave him alone, let him go off, and then we just gonna go from here.
He even said that, like, part of the reason why he didn't say some things was because, like, he didn't want just Kanye to pick up and walk the fuck off. He has a relatively good relationship with Kanye, and he wanted him. That sounds kind of self-serving to say, oh, well, I didn't want to walk off. I want to get as much juicy content as possible. But it's also kind of like, do you get like a good and real conversation of you trying to like basically babysit Kanye, which is impossible realistically, because he's going to say what he wants to say.
I don't know. I think of like shows like The Breakfast Club though, where you could argue that in revert, like in opposition to that, we've seen countless interviews where people have been on that show and walked out, and that was almost as entertaining as the content they would have got anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if I totally agree with that. I'm not going to completely condemn Nore. People make mistakes, and he's not the biggest, issue, anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with that part. But I do think that people have to have integrity and learn how to check people in a respectful manner. It's ways you could have talked to Kanye without him walking out, but you have to be have enough courage to do so. I feel like part of the thing is, this is Kanye and I don't want to offend him. But at the same time, he's out here spewing ignorance, and you should be able to check him, just like old boy on TMZ did. Like, he didn't have a problem with what's his name? I don't want to butcher the guy name, but he checked Kanye, and kept it pushing. So you can check him and lead him. I'm not saying lead him in the right direction, but let him know that what he's saying is not correct and not true. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's gotta be some kind of
Buffer.
integrity in media. I get that we need the juicy stories, and you know what I'm saying, but it also has to be that fine line where you can also hold people accountable and keep them in check as well, no matter who they are.
I feel like, I agree 100% with what Charlamagne said. Kanye gets to this point, man, where he's going through things and he's looking for, some sort of publicity, some sort of, looking for some sort of attention, and he does things like this, and until he started having this dispute with Gap and all this other stuff going on. You heard a little bit of Kanye, but shit, we hadn't talked about Kanye in how many months? We hadn't said much about Kanye in how many months? And then, we turn around now and we got this. So, it's just, I hate that we even giving him 16 minutes of time, to be honest with you.
All right, so let's
personally,
I'll
say this.
Fucking worth it.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him in quite a bit of time, but I wake up in the morning, I say my prayers, and then I go on a rant about Kanye for 5 minutes.
Oh my God. But anyway, moving right along. You know what I'm saying? We're going
sick and tired. I can't stand him.
All right, moving right along. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stick in the realm of hip hop. And you know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj and Latto.
Oh, the 40-year-old bullet.
It seems like all the women rappers is just beefing, except for Meg. Meg just out here chilling, living her best life. But some of these other women, man, they out here fighting Cardi B and JT and Carisha, But anyway, Nicki Minaj and Latto got in a little internet beef over Big Energy, and it's revolving around the Grammy nominations and Nicki Minaj song being pushed out of a hip hop category into more of like a pop category, and she basically shot a stray at Latto because Big Energy is in the hip hop category. So I kind of agree with her, but anyway, we want to get your thoughts on.
Man, don't nobody
Nicki,
agree with Nicki fucking Minaj.
I don't agree with her throwing strays, but I want to say that I do agree with the topic of Big Energy and her song being in the same category, basically. But anyway, we're gonna keep this on the topic of the beef. How do you guys feel about Nicki Minaj? It seems like she's been beefing with everybody, and her throwing strays at Latto. Latto is her newest victim, and just her being a 40-year-old woman who just can't seem to get along with anybody.
She need to be sending strays at the pedophile ass men that she got in her life. That's what she need to be doing.
I'm not calling her a whore, but she is a whole hoe out here for this whole instance.
Bruh.
That's why
she green as fuck for this. At the end of the day, Nicki Minaj beefs with, and the thing that pisses me off, this is the thing that pisses me off with this topic, right? We hear about all of this women upliftment, women empowerment. You've heard Nicki Minaj saying that she doing it for the barbs and doing it for the girls and this, that, and the third. But
fuck the barbs.
You got all of these people who you beef with who said that they looked up to you. So why are you beefing with them? It kind of reminds me of when Antonio Brown went on that fucking rant and he was talking about how Juju Smith-Schuster was calling him about routes and stuff like that. It's like you talking about she calling me about fucking getting on a song and all of this. It's like, that's not where's the shot at? How does that make any sense? You would think that in the hip hop game alone, you know what I mean, where women are a minority in this rap game, you would think that you would want to uplift, right? But you sending strays, you sending shots, just like you did with Remy Ma, just like you did with Lil Kim, all these other folks. You sending shots, and it's really like you starting to look like Lil Kim did when Lil Kim didn't want to do a song with you, right? It's like it's like the tail in this ugly head. Like, you know, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and it's all over. You know, you saying, oh, these two songs should go together. If you feel like that, you shouldn't have took it to the level that you took it to. It just sounds like pure jealousy because you ain't got the buzz that you had before. So it's ridiculous, bro. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, Father Time is undefeated, and people have to realize at some point, you know, your time. All of us have a time to be on top, and some people make more of their time than others do. But when it's your time to no longer be on top, you need to bow out gracefully instead of trying to hold on and clutch and try to do backbite and do all of these kind of sneaky and things to try to put distractions and obstacles in front of the young people coming up. I mean, like, there was no need for it, because in actuality, she sent you the song and asked you to be on the song, and you turned the song down. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, now it really looks bad on your part, because you could have had two songs in the category, but now you look jealous, to really be honest. And you had to ask yourself also, what kind of example are you setting? As you know, as right now, the women coming up as an OG, they looking at you as an OG. What kind of example are you setting? What kind of gatekeeper are you setting? Are you, because you looking real catty out here. Real catty. Like, you don't want nobody else to succeed.
Too many women in the room together, cuz.
Like, you don't want nobody. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying it. You saying it. I ain't saying it.
I'm saying it, motherfucker. I didn't work with them.
You say it. You say it. But you look real catty right now. Like, you don't want nobody else. You don't want nobody else to succeed, but you.
Can't rattling.
What you got for us, Al?
You know, there's two parts of this that that get it for me. Like, I don't really follow Latto, and I could give a damn less of really about Nicki if it ain't like a feature on a song. Like, I mean, she low key is entering Kanye West territory for me. But, you know, like, it was kind of like I had to do research to even know, like, I came in on the ass end where, like, they were going back and forth with all these tweets. And, like, I went on Shade Room to, like, you know, see exactly what happened. And the story starts with exactly how we started it. She, like, somebody, like, said, oh, she got snubbed. Then all of a sudden she starts talking about, like, how if you're going to consider me pop, then this needs to be pop. It's like, this woman was not talking about you at all. She was not in your radar. You had no reason to putting her motherfucking name in your mouth. And then everything that transpires after that, I don't care how many jabs you threw and how many truths you spoke. You brought this woman into, like, an argument that didn't have shit to do with her. And then on top of that, like, you know, funny enough, she seems as if, like, at various points, it seems as if, like, she's trying to be respectful to her. You know, it says, like, oh, she was my idol and all these, you know, like, just these terms of endearment that she's saying about her. And meanwhile, she trying to be, like, this messy ass broad who, like, is calling her out, you know, like, for some sort of fight, you know. I mean, hip-hop, classically, you know, the greats, they all, like, I guess, fight a little bit, but, like, this ain't, like, I don't know, Run DMC versus LL Cool J or some 1985-ass beef, you know. This is more like, you know, you just being, like, the old broad who is getting shown up by, like, somebody younger, thicker, and pay more for her a BDL or something. I don't know. But, like, I mean, there's that. But the whole back and forth as I watch the tweets, you know, on Shade Room and I look at the comments, it really is the barbs. It's those diehard fanatical fans who are fanning the flames and boosting up a person like her, boosting up her head, making it seem as if like, yes, you right, girl. And it's like, nah, you ain't right. Like
But I will say this, looking at those same tweets, I'm proud of I'm happy for a lot of people that actually stuck by Latto's side.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that was like more than I've ever seen, because I've seen a lot of spats back and forth between, you had Nicki and Cardi, Nicki and plenty of other females, and they was all, I'm talking about just trashing them other females. On this one, it was a lot of females that had Latto's side, and I definitely appreciate. And I'm the same. I don't care for Latto or her. I don't care for her music. She got a couple songs that I rock with, but I don't care to listen to her music or nothing like that anyway. But I will say that through this whole thing that's happened, it was too much hate, and we've seen the Barbs take off on motherfuckers all of the time. So to see that many people actually stand up behind her and be like, "No, she right, nigga, you hating on this one." That's a good win for the fucking community, because this could have easily went left.
I mean, I agree with everything that pretty much everybody else said. It just seems like Nicki Minaj, she can feel like, she feels like she's definitely falling off. I think it's just one of those things where she's grabbing at straws, trying to find a way to stay relevant, because all of these, it seems like, especially in female rap, it's starting to blow up. Like, all these artists are starting to blow up at the same time. You got Megan Thee Stallion, you got Latto, you got JT and Carisha, you got Cardi is still relevant, but then you got Glorilla. So I mean, I think she sees that it's a lot of female rappers out here that are, quote unquote, on her ass, or then passing her up, and she feels threatened. But that's not an excuse to lash out at these artists. And this is the thing that really irks me about female rappers, because like Chris said, they are a minority. And it's just like the whole Nicki and Cardi thing. I was talking to my wife about it, because she's a Nicki Minaj fan. And I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, you would think, like, if y'all made a song together, y'all would propel female rap into a whole different stratosphere. But you fighting with one another. For what? Like, for what? Because one wants to be the queen of rap. Fuck that shit, bro. Like, who cares about the queen of rap? Like, y'all should be trying to put on to elevate y'all rap careers, and not trying to worry about the queen of rap, because y'all ain't gonna be the queen of rap for that long anyway. Like, maybe a few years. But I don't know. I just hate seeing all of them fight. I hate seeing Cardi B and City Girls fight. I just hate all of this shit when they could all be propelling female rap.
Hot take.
And that's how I think.
Hot take. Freaky Girl is a piece of shit ass song. It is it's a trash ass song. Like, I mean, all this argument over this trash, like, that's
grandma.
This elephant in the room. It's a shitty song. A matter of fact, another hot take: Nicki Minaj don't make good music. Let's be real. Like, no, Nicki Minaj, her songs by herself are low key trash. Even Anaconda was like really some bullshit. It was sold on the fact that she clapping her cheeks like in a fucking video, but the song itself is trash. Nicki Minaj's bread and butter is her features.
I want the bars come.
Fuck them niggas, man.
I'm
Like, fuck them niggas. Fuck them niggas. Like, Nicki Minaj got like a handful of good songs that's just her, like that's album quality, and then the rest of it is fluff and bullshit with some amazing features.
Okay,
hot take.
If anybody has made it this far. If anybody has made it this far into the show, I want y'all to go listen to 5 Nicki Minaj songs and write down in the comments how many times he said these bitches are my sons. That's all that bitch talk about, is a motherfucker being her son. If you don't take your understanding ass coochie and go sit your ass on the bench, you old,
these chickens in that Pico de Gallo.
Damn balloons have fucking deflated. Your ass ain't even fat no more, ho. BBL have went to an entirely different level. Your BBL look like a LLL. Losing, lost. Bitch, go sit your dust ass in the back. You suck. You can't rap no more, and you look like you smell like molded water and dirty shoes. You
Bruh, I really wonder, back in the day, Cause I don't remember Queen Latifah, MC Light,
I mean, they used
Pepper,
to beef, but
you know what I'm saying?
Like, some of them used to beef, but they kept it on wax. And that's another thing. Like, all you hear is bickering back and forth. Put it on wax. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, the fellas go to the diss tracks. Like, yeah, you hear some violence
He'll
every
get
now and
bodied
then,
by
but
Latto,
for the most part, I don't know about all that.
Nah, she get
I mean,
bodied
she
by
shut
Latto.
up. She shut up real quick
Latto-
when Remy Ma started rapping.
Now,
She shut up real quick.
Because Remy Ma, battle rapper, Remy Ma.
I'm just saying, she shut up real quick.
I don't know. Latto gonna have to show me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, cuz Latto got some bars. Latto eat little. I'm
That
telling you
gonna
right
be
now, all
tough.
Nicki Minaj gonna do is say, "That bitch is my son." I guarantee it. First line. As soon as the song come on, Latto is my son.
I don't fuck with these chickens unless I got Pico de Gallo. Like she love fucking using those 2 bars. Those are her 2 go-to bars. Fuck this chick, bro.
All right.
That shit so played.
Hey,
out.
Barbs, don't come after me.
Man,
Yeah,
fuck y'all
look,
niggas.
You come
let's
back to
head
me
to
if you want
Memphis.
to. I'm gonna kick your ass in your stiff ass wig.
Them niggas is in Austin and Houston. Go get them.
Yep.
Come on,
Come on.
motherfucker.
You Shein wearing ass motherfuckers. Do it.
Sheen wearing. Goddamn.
Next.
Fashion over fuck
smoking.
boys. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. Fuck y'all.
I don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all can bring your ass on.
Moving to the next topic, Rob.
Anyway, moving on, keeping it in the realm of hip hop, keeping it with my little sister, you feel me? We got Big Glow. A lot of stuff going on with her and Hitkidd, so it's a lot of controversy around her famous song that really put her on FNF. So it's been I don't know if y'all done seen it online, but it's been a lot of back and forth with what she's saying, what he's saying. So y'all all looked at it. Fellas, tell me what y'all think about what's going on and what's transpiring.
We talked about it. We talked about it before, and to me, to sum it up, it's the reason why this example is the reason why a lot of people go independent. You know, because they're tired of getting jerked by record companies and things of that nature. It just looks like she signed a bad deal. And instead of coming out and being honest and being like, okay, I didn't totally understand the music business. I signed, you know, I didn't do good business, so I didn't sign a good deal because, you know, she talked about not getting paid and understanding that you took an advance, and an advance is nothing but a loan. So you got to make that money back before you start to actually see, you know, real money. But instead of coming out and being honest, you know, you want to talk about the producer did this and try to shine a bad light on the producer. So I just talk it up to not understanding the music business, and the music business being in itself grimy and cutthroat to a vast majority.
Just so I'm curious, just so I'm sure, she did actually sign to Yo Gotti though, right?
Yeah, she signed to Yo Gotti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she made a whole video about it with them signing on a plane. I mean, I agree with Rob. I think it's just one of those things where she signed to Gotti, and the producer I don't know if he's the producer or if he just, you know, was a partner. He owns 50% of FNF. She wants to put FNF on, I believe, a collaborative project or an album that's about to come out. And he won't allow her to do so because he owns 50% of the song. And it's just like, to me personally, a lot of people are mad at him, but legally, he's well within his rights. You know what I'm saying? And they're talking about, well, he should have handled it behind closed doors, da-da-da-da-da. But his name is being dragged through the mud on social media. So, of course, he has to come out and get ahead of the situation because, again, people are going to make him look like the bad guy when he's really not. You know what I'm saying? And to me personally, no, I'm not selling you the 50% of the song because I stand to make a lot of money, you know, off the song. That's just business. That just is what it is. You can get mad, but how you think Diddy got rich? How you think Jay-Z got rich? How you think all these big labels, you know, are the labels that they are right now? You know, Def Jam, Interscope, all these labels. They didn't get rich selling the rights to the songs because the artist is in a bad situation. It is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, business is business. And to me personally, I like Glorilla. She's from Memphis, you know, my city. But at the same time, it's like, as an artist, you have to be educated on the business side of things. It's okay to be an artist and love making music, but you have to be just as involved in the business side of your career as you are in that music side of your career. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. You know, hopefully they'll get it figured out, but that dude is well within his rights.
I kind of want to make an addendum. It's not so much I'm trying to disagree with you or Rob, like, as much as, like, I actually feel as if, like, this isn't so much an instance of signing a bad deal from the artist standpoint, because, like, I mean, he had the song and he basically wanted Glorilla to sign with him, and instead she signed with the bigger label. So he may have his hands on this song, but let's be real. You know, not having this song in this album shouldn't be the end of Glorilla. If anything, like this, I mean, she could probably just make another song and then move on and still be able to put out her album, and that song just will be its own singular thing that he's getting 50% of. You know, if anything, this seems like it's one of the few times that, you know, maybe a label of some sort kind of gets did over by, like, an artist, because, I mean, ultimately, like, the prize isn't 50% of F&F. Is like the prize is having, like, a hot artist on your label and be able to use the strength of having that one artist to get more artists. Ultimately all this is probably just bad legalese, like, being done on behalf of the producer and whatever, and maybe he just in his feelings, like, oh, I wanted you as one of my artists, and that's kind of the reason why it's made it to the atmosphere that it has now. But if anything, I still just kind of look at it as being a thing of, you know, I don't know. There's still money to be made, opportunity to be had,
But I mean, you could also look at it. I get what you're saying, but it's also one of those things where it's like, who's to say she gonna be this hot artist? She might have one or two hot songs. Look at Black Boy JB. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had one hit, one hot song, and the dude ain't been able to make a hit.
Arguably.
I mean, two. Well, yeah, two. You could say two. I give you two, because I forgot about his little dance song that he made.
We can go down the laundry list of one hit wonders.
But I mean, it's like, who's to say that she's gonna be, you know, that I'm not knocking her. I feel like she has a bright future. She has a nice voice. I like her music. I don't want people attacking me saying that, you know, but I'm just saying, you just never know with artists. You don't know their work ethic. You don't know, you know, if they're capable of making a full album of music, because there's a difference between making a song and making an album. I mean, Let's get that straight.
By the same token, like you said before, nobody knew that F&F was going to be the hit that it was. So, I mean, you really can't predict. You really can't predict what's going to be a super hit, and unless it's some songs you hear the first time and you know, like, okay, nah, we know that's going to be that's going to be a hit. Now,
I mean, in this era of music, I think sometimes it's not even so much the song. I mean, the song is just like, if social media and your following gonna pick up on it and propel it, like, because with things like TikTok and, you know, just all these platforms, all it takes is one viral video, and your song could go from no views, no spins, to being the highest played song on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, like, hey, I hope they get it figured out. I feel like people are trying to paint this dude as he's a hater. I don't think it's that. I just think, you know, he just wants to be treated fairly, just like Glorilla wants to be treated fairly. You know what I'm saying? People are so quick to jump on the artist side every time these situations arise. And I think that a lot of people come into these things uneducated, and they jump the gun, and then when they find out what's really going on, they're like, oh, scratching their head like, oh, I didn't know it was all that involved. And it's just like, dog, like, stop. I get that you a fan of the music, but sometimes you got to take a step back and dive deep into the weeds and figure out what's going on before you speak on something that you really don't know nothing about, other than what the artist's been telling you on social media.
Now, as I have Key Glock playing in my ear, Glorilla, you should have signed with Paper Out. That's neither here nor there. But I will say this: the one thing that I do hate is that this made it to social media. I know we talked about it before, and it was like, you know, hey, he don't want them to paint them. He don't want Glorilla and her team to paint him as the bad person or anything like that. I personally feel like if it was solely up to Glorilla, not saying that she ain't got Gotti in them in her ear, because it could definitely be that, but I do feel like from following her on social media, that's probably like the only person who is at her status that is still posting on something like Facebook, that you don't see anybody posting on Facebook at her status. So it's safe to say that I personally feel like she wouldn't have taken it to this level to where it got to social media until he made the post. I really wish that they could have just handled this behind closed doors, because I do feel like this is something that could have been handled behind closed doors. Yes, she does have another hit that came out with Cardi B on it and Tomorrow that he did not produce. Okay, so I personally feel as if they could have came to a mutual agreement and they could have handled this. At the end of the day, the artist has to get just as much respect as the producer has to get. Okay, you being the artist, yes, the producer makes the beat, yes, the producer makes the sound, but if the artist don't get on there and don't make that bitch pop, it's nothing at the end of the day. If you put JB Black Boy on half of Drake's songs, that shit's gonna sound trash at the end of the day. So,
well, Drake is gonna be all right.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? It's crazy that it comes to this, and I was hoping that something like this didn't happen to her, and it always seems like it's something with Memphis artists, man. Like, with Memphis artists and producers, they can just never make music together and, you know, coexist. We always gotta have this issue that comes into play. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just personally feel like none of this stuff would have came up if they could have just handled this behind closed doors. I don't think that they trying to put him out. I get him trying to put his name out there like, look, this is what's going on. This is why they're doing this. But if it's just them two handling it the way that they were handling it, I don't think it would have came to that, because she's even had other songs beforehand that were good. They didn't pop, of course, like FNF. FNF was just a different anthem that popped at the right time, you know, but she still has other songs that has millions of views before FNF came out. And right after FNF came out, but before it really started to get the buzz that FNF was getting. So, I don't know, man. It's just crazy that stuff like this is happening. I hate that it's got to happen. And you look at the comments and stuff like that, you see it go back and forth. I understand both sides. I'm not saying that he's 100% right. I'm not saying that she's 100% right. I just hope they come to an agreement, get it squashed, and keep it moving. And I hate that she signed to Gotti, because Gotti ain't never just gave a motherfucker $500,000.
Exactly.
So, you know, he ain't never just gifted that shit. Hopefully she can pop like bag and keep it going. We'll see. She definitely ain't Black Youngster, so she got some lyrical content.
Man, get out my boy Black Youngster.
That motherfucker trash.
My boy Black Youngster.
First off, don't tell me get out Black Youngster after he recorded a video after Young Dolph died. I ain't got respect for that young man. I ain't got no respect for that young man.
Hey, man,
so
I can't help
it is
it.
what it is.
All right. So as we segue and transition, it's the start of a new NBA season is about to kick off. Hope springs eternal for all NBA franchises. Fellas, as of right now, who do you have in the finals, and who do you have taking the whole thing? What you got?
LeBron and the Lakers will not make the playoffs.
Wow.
Shit, it pains me to say that. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I got the Warriors trading Draymond Green by trade deadline. And I have the Warriors winning it again. I don't see anybody beating them, to be honest. They retooled. They got all the firepower, and them winning last year just showed that they ain't scared of nobody, bro. Like, to go through 2 years, 2.5, 3 years of turmoil after that garbage ass snake left, and they still, came back.
What garbage
won.
snake would you be referring to?
Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say it. Anyway, I definitely got the Warriors versus who I want to say gonna come. I got the Warriors versus the Bucks Warriors winning in 7.
What my boy was that Outcast? What Outcast in the South got something to say? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let's see where he going.
I'm going with my boys because you know what I'm saying. Aside from Ja getting hurt, we was giving the Golden State Warriors hell in that series. I'm gonna keep it a $150, and we done got better. Y'all talking about Golden State done got better. Memphis done got better. Look out for your boy Kenny Lofton. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Lofton Jr. We got some tools in the shed. Now
I give you Memphis as a sleeper pick.
Memphis gonna be tough. Memphis gonna be tough. And
Memphis is not
gonna be Memphis. Tough now. Y'all saying you said the Warriors ain't scared of nobody. Memphis ain't scared of nobody, especially after last year. You know what I'm saying? You look at Ja is very confident, and so I'm gonna go with my boys. I know everybody hates Ja for his comments, but I love it. I love the energy that he brings. I love him talking, yapping, you know what I'm saying, and barking. So, you know, Rob can roll his eyes. I really don't care, you know what I'm saying, because I love it. I
do feel like that's probably going to be a West, because I can see Golden State being number 1 in the West. I can see Memphis being number 2. Because I'm going to be honest, there's not another team in the West that I really just got my eyes on. Outside of probably New Orleans, somebody like that can be a sleeper pick.
Yeah, Phoenix. I mean, you got a lot of
Phoenix.
But the West gonna be a lot tougher because a lot of teams is healthy now. You know what I'm saying? You got the Denver Nuggets. You got Luka and the Mavericks is always a pretty solid team. So I mean, it's gonna be some competition for sure. I mean, I think Golden State, of course, is the favorites, but like I said, don't sleep on the Grizzlies, man. They was there. They was number 1, or you know what I'm saying, and they're a tough young team. In the East, I'm gonna say the Celtics, man. Like, I mean, well, I don't know. After the Udoka thing,
I wanted to say the Celtics.
I wanted to say the Celtics, but I just thought about Udoka.
Do you think the Udoka thing going to actually hurt their chances, though?
I think it will.
They're not having a coach.
Bruh,
they're not having him as a coach.
People don't realize like the coaching that he actually put into that team. To say you got to look at it at the beginning of this year in January. That team was under 500, and for him to say, Tatum, this is your team, you need to take over. Tatum didn't have the usage that he had. I may put the trust into Tatum, and Tatum led that team. They made the correct draft picks. I mean, not draft picks, but they made the correct trades, and Tatum led that team along, of course, with what's the boy?
Jaylen Brown.
Personally,
Jaylen Brown.
I don't know. I think like the Clippers got like a better coach. That's when it's all said.
I'm gonna say in the East probably Philly.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say either Philly, because I don't think Miami gonna be as strong this year. They might be a dark horse.
Because Tyrese Maxey looking tough.
But it's still gonna come down to James Harden. It ain't always up to Tyrese Maxey.
I'm gonna say this.
Harden won't have to do as much.
I'm waiting for Chris to, he gonna go off his rocker. But if they can get everything together, hey, look at Brooklyn. I'm just saying now.
Man, if fifth was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Them boys is not going.
For one, they'll make the playoffs. They'd be too injury prone.
I'm gonna give you this. I feel like Brooklyn is gonna be a better team than they were last year because they got
especially
the players.
With Ben Simmons.
Yeah, with Ben Simmons and everybody playing, they're gonna be a better team than they were last year. They're definitely gonna come out, and I feel like they're going to be a sleeper pick for probably about a 5 or a 6 seed. They're going to be a mid-producing team. They're still not deep enough. After you get through the first 4, really, you can say the first. Yeah, you can say the first 5 because you got KD, you got Kyrie, you got Seth Curry, you got Joe Harris, and you got Ben Simmons. After you get through them, who else you got? That's the biggest thing. That's what people fail to realize when it comes that's the number one thing that I was saying. They don't have a bench. That's why they weren't going to do nothing the year before. They weren't going to do nothing last year, and they still not going to do nothing this year unless they make some valuable trades.
Might be a nice young team too. Detroit, the Pistons. with Cade
Pistons,
Cunningham.
The Pistons gonna make some noise. They're not gonna make the playoffs, but I think they're gonna make a lot of games tougher than what they should be. I think the Pistons.
People forget about Cleveland. People forget about Cleveland too.
I was gonna say
Cleveland.
Cleveland was a dark horse last year,
bro.
Cleveland and Charlotte.
I think the East is more open than the West, in my opinion. I think it's a few teams in the East. I think you got your top teams in the West pretty much, but I think the East, and pretty much know who gonna come out the Western Conference. But I think with the East, it's kind of a toss up. I mean, of course, Milwaukee is the favorites because they won a title, most recently. And they have Giannis, who is probably, the best player in the league, but I think outside of that, it's pretty much a toss-up.
Yeah. Well, I just gonna put my bid in. I think Golden State. I think Golden State is gonna go back, back to back because the second. I think they got the best second unit. The guys that you're gonna bring, off the bench can start. Can start for many franchises, and they just gonna be able to hit people in waves. And I think at some point they just gonna wear everybody down, especially if Wiseman actually maximizes his potential and stays healthy. I think they're gonna really, and along with Moody and the rest of and Kuminga and Jordan Poole, who just got paid, along with Wiggins, got paid. So Draymond is the odd man out. He ain't gonna get paid. So hey, I say go on and get rid of him before he becomes a problem. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Golden State.
Becomes a problem. Didn't he just knock out? What did the folks you just say?
I'll go Golden State versus. I'll just be different. Golden State versus Brooklyn in the NBA Finals. The finals that folks wanted. For a long time when he first went there. KD versus Steph Curry. All right.
Nobody want to see that bullshit.
I don't think that's nothing that nobody wanted to see. Yeah. Folks just want to see it now because KD left. But to be honest, it was already proven that KD made a mistake because they turned around and won a championship. So, it was already
I just want to pick somebody different.
All they're going to do is get out there and get embarrassed by Golden State anyway. So, hey.
Yeah, next. I don't give a fuck. Clippers versus the Sixers. How about that? I don't know shit. I just like the Clippers. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? I do like Tyronn Lue as as a coach. But outside of that, I really don't have anything strongly to say.
Like that big lip motherfucker. Moving on to our last topic that we always do. Y'all know how we close this out. What is the best thing that you have seen all week?
I'm gonna go different. Just gonna get this out of the way. And follow me because, like I said, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. But I was not mad that what happened against the Eagles happened. Because I was glad that there's a segment of the fan base that is belligerent and ignorant and never liked Dak to begin with. And so all of this Cooper Rush is undefeated and maybe they should keep playing Cooper Rush even if Dak is 100%. All that crap is out the window. After you saw what he was not able to do against the Eagles. So to me, the best thing I saw all week was that crap finally getting put to rest. So ain't no question who QB1 is. Next.
They still lost, but moving on. So
nigga.
Moving on. It's funny enough. I was trying to struggle to kind of think about what I actually saw last week. I did catch up with Redeem Team. Kobe steamrolling Gasol is hilarious. But that's just so fucking funny. But my beautiful wife, She celebrated her birthday this past weekend, and
Happy birthday.
and
Belated birthday.
yeah. And we decided to kind of do a couple of little things across Houston, and we went to see. It's this tour that they do across the country in various cities called Trap Karaoke. Real fun, real energetic. You know, it's that feel good type experience that you want to have at one of these types of things. They come to a lot of major cities, so you know, like if you ever see a trap karaoke coming your way, I would definitely tell you to attend. It's a lot of just sing-alongs. You can go on stage, sing a karaoke song. It's almost like you're doing a mini concert, you know, for like a crowd full of people. There's drinks, there's laughs, there's memes. It's really funny. I really do appreciate those brothers and what they've put together with that particular show. I've went to several at this point, and every time it's been fun. They had the Good Knees Challenge, in case you know you want to see some girls get out there and do their best Megan Thee Stallion impression. It's just really fun. You know, it was a good event.
Way to save that. Way to save that.
Yeah.
Way to save.
I'll tell you what, the worst damn thing I've seen this week is Halloween Ends. God damn it, please let
you went and saw this shit.
I didn't go and see it. I watched it on, but anyway.
No, he got coded and he pirated it. He still
I was trying to give you an out, my dude. Like,
I mean,
could have just lied. Like
I'm Charleston
all this
White.
truth.
I'm
What the fuck wrong with
snitching
you?
on niggas all 2022 going into.
Well, you know who not to do a crime with.
It wasn't worth the $5.99 that Peacock was charging. That's all I'm saying. Please let that damn franchise die. God damn it. Michael Myers is supposedly finally dead, so we'll see.
How they kill him this time?
They grinding him up in a little one of them little
Wood
car
chipper?
things.
Okay.
Like one of them little
Like
car
they-
things where they dispose of vehicles.
Spoiler
Like
alert.
like they burnt 50, like they burnt Kanan up that
And they
episode
said
he came back.
you saw his body disintegrating to pieces. So hopefully
Right.
they didn't do a swap, and you know, like the nigga got up off the table and they got somebody else. But
Boy got up like the Undertaker.
that movie was terrible. The best thing I've seen, I'm kind of like Rob, even though my team lost, I still love the effort that they put in the game, because going into the game, I definitely thought Alabama was going to lose to Tennessee playing in Knoxville.
Should have lost to Texas.
Hey, nigga, you couldn't handle the job. Fuck y'all niggas. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
keep injuring quarterbacks with y'all bitches.
Whatever. Don't cry, cuz. It's all good. But anyway, I love the effort that my team put in. They was resilient. Honestly, they probably should have won the game, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But you know, give a shout out to Hendon Hooker and old boy that scored all them damn touchdowns. But it was a great game. I watched it to the end, man, and it was a hell of a game. And I can't I couldn't be mad, because, like I said, my team put in the effort, and I love the game even though they lost. So it is what it is.
I got
Roll
two
Tide.
worst things I seen all week. Number one worst thing I saw all week was fucking Hocus Pocus 2. This just proves that females hype up Hocus Pocus. It is not fucking good, okay? Hocus Pocus 2 is not good. It didn't get good to the end. Y'all could have kept that movie and left it at the first one. The first one was okay. Let's stop saying that Hocus Pocus was the greatest Halloween movie ever made. It was okay, all right? And Sarah Jessica Parker is not fine. Stop saying that.
Oh my gosh.
Second thing,
Until like
the
85
second
years
worst
old.
thing I've seen all week, which hopefully turns out to be the best thing, was them damn Ravens finally lost another game after having another lead. Hopefully this means that we not only finna get rid of Greg Roman, but it also means that we finna get rid of John Harbaugh. Go ahead and go through a rebuilding. Don't pay Lamar. Lamar, take your fumbling and intercepting ass on somewhere else. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all the drama. I like it,
Damn,
but
cuz.
let's just go ahead and rebuild. I'm sick of it.
Wow.
I'm sick of all of it.
Hey,
just
come
proved-
to Tennessee,
Hey, look.
cuz.
Hey, look.
That's all
At
I
the end
gotta
of the day,
say.
hey, you can have him in Tennessee, because
Hey,
in the fourth quarter, the boy don't perform. It
Yeah,
is
y'all
what it
need
is.
to.
So,
I'll take it.
hey, you can take him. Take him.
Y'all
You're
wanna
going to
see-
be disappointed, and you're going to be saying the same thing I'm saying. That boy is Michael Vick
takes.
2.0.
Hey, I'll-
He has great quarters, but he just cannot get you over the hump. The best thing that I've seen all week, I'm going to be honest, man. I'm going to have to say the best thing that I've seen all week, which was really two, was both the Raising Canaan most recent show, and Game of Thrones most recent show. Well, not Game of Thrones, but House of Targaryen. House of Targaryen gave you a little filler episode, but it's about to get wild. I don't know if y'all watch it, but if you don't, you need to go ahead and start because it's about to get turned up. And then Raising Kanan is really, again, like I said, I think it was either last episode or 2 episodes ago, it's really starting to take that turn to where I really feel like we finna see who Kanan becomes, with him starting to fall out with his mom, and we really starting to see who Jukebox finna become. So those are the 2 best things that I've seen, and of course the 2 worst things that I have seen this week. Guess what time it is, fellas?
Nick Saban tier time.
Story time with Chris. Let's talk about it. So we said we was watching Hocus Pocus 2, right? So let's talk about it, right? So we watching Hocus Pocus 2.
You ain't about to bust out your pants again in this story, are you?
No, I ain't about to bust out my pants, man. The balls is safe
steal no
time,
blocks
brother.
in these.
The balls is safe, but my son is not. All right.
Okay.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we go. You know what I'm saying? Me and my son go to the mall. We get chopped up. We walk
Don't steal nothing, EJ.
Just a little Philly cheesesteak. We chilling. Oh, by the way, my son is a player. He got all of the senoritas asking about him. We in the mall and they like, hey, EJ. I say, EJ, who the fuck is that and why are they talking to you? Because we still new in this town. So how they know you? You feel me? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we chilling, right? We get back. I say, son, go take a nap. Son don't want to take a nap. So he up. He had the Philly cheesesteak. He come back. He eat some ice cream. Nigga eat a prickle. Then he turn around and he eat some fucking cookies. Then he eat
boy stomach
So we made
whooped.
some more cookies as a family, right? So we finna have cookies and we finna chill and watch Halloween.
Squirts.
All right, cool.
I thought y'all
Bet
gonna
that.
That boy
So
finna have these
everybody
squirts.
who'd never had kids, no kids like to pass gas, right? Like to pass gas.
boy
So
is sharp.
he just on the couch. I'm talking about letting them rip. He pooped one good time, right? And then he just get up and run to the bathroom and don't come out. I'm like, what's going on? Now keep in mind, we've been telling him, son, go to the bathroom. He ain't going to the bathroom at all. I'm like, son, go to the bathroom. He won't go. I come in there, boy pants down, looking at his drawers. Dad, what's this? I said, son, that's shit, son. What do you mean? What is this? The boy farted and shit
I do
on
not
the show.
condone.
That closes out.
I do not condone embarrassing kids on national platforms. Like, I do not. Just because he did a little bit of hocus pocus in his underwear.
That
And
nigga
like,
did some hocus pocus, right? He put a spell on his ass.
All right, cue the music.
Put a spell on his ass. Told that boy to check the couch. Make sure they slip out, goddammit. Them gray sweats was brown. They was not gray no more. You have now made it to the end of this episode, and we appreciate you for making it this far. Please, if you watching this eating milk and cookies, do not fart because you're going to shit on yourself, I guarantee
Hocus
it.
Pocus in the comments.
Coming from Kanye, we are signing out. This is episode 51. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this so your mama can see it, your daddy can see it, your auntie can see it, Kanye can see it, Candace Owens can see it, and we're going to catch y'all in the next one. So if you didn't feel us this time, as I always say, I guarantee you're going to feel us the next. Now get the motherfucker off my screen, nigga.
Hocus Pocus. Poof.
Hey, it's your boy Rob from the TheyGonFeelMePodcast. And if you want more authentic conversations from authentic men, check out this video.